conversation.
He took the phone away from us, and we were having a...
Yeah, we're having a great conversation.
Were you bored? I was loving it, man.
What have I done? What have I done? Higher authority. Higher authority. Is my mom a higher authority than myself? Yeah. You bet she is. Now, Clint's here. What I've done here is what I call third-party validation. Clint knows the results I've had. He heard the results my mom's had from the higher authority, but third-party validation means he hears it from another living, breathing source. And Kelly just provided that, you see. Now, whether Clint gets involved or not, that's up to Clint. But the last part would be, again, on me, follow-up. If I'm willing to follow, Clint's here. He's obviously got some interest in something we're doing. If I'm good at following up, then there's a good chance that I'll get him in my business. Would you agree? Makes sense, right? A guy that I met, he just came to buy a pop-up trailer. See, I've heard mom say to people, this doesn't have to be premeditated. It doesn't have to be forced. You can build your business as part of your everyday life. However, you have to be doing the business. You ever seen those people that have Isogenics plastered on their car? Did you hear Cindy say, even though my cars weren't expensive and fancy, I put Isogenics all over them? You ever seen it? You ever seen people wear the pins around? Or the t-shirts? Have you ever seen people wear the t-shirts? I'm a loser kind of thing? This is a good slogan for Isogenics. Yeah. I'll tell people, when I say goodbye to people, I'll say, hey, looking forward to seeing a lot less of you real soon. Okay, well, what is profound about what these people are doing? Do you honestly think a lot of people are going to call those car ads? No, not a lot. Well, actually, one lady in Florida, she got a phone call, and she answered the call, and she got the lady on the product. And I mean, you're talking like 1 in a 10,000 chance of that happening, but it's good. So she got the order. Later on, the husband got involved. If any of you remember, in February, Dad and I went to do a presentation for 400 pharmacists in Orlando, Florida. We enrolled 150 of those pharmacies in Isogenics. That came from a flipping car magnet on the side of a car. The guy was over this pharmacist convention. Chances are you won't get a lot from those kinds of things. Why do I carry around the bottle? Does it look hokey? Do you think I really care? Like Dad always says, we laugh at them on the way to the bank. I don't do the business in secret. Anybody that knows me, anybody that has anything to do with me, what do they know about me? They know I'm in Isogenics. They know that's what I'm about. But many of us are doing the business in secret. We just don't realize it. It's got to be your knee-jerk reaction. When you hear people talking, you find a way to fit Isogenics into it. When you hear people, when you see someone that needs the product, you find a way to approach that person and become a friend so that you can somehow, some way, get Isogenics into their life. It has to be at the forefront of your mind. It can't be an afterthought. You see, I worked the business for 2 years casually. I was getting casual results. And as Dad always says, soon I will become the first casualty. I was dying in my Isogenics business because of a casual attitude. The reason I just acted like a gorilla up here wasn't to make a fool of myself, and it wasn't to entertain all of you. You see, Dad did a training early on in Isogenics. It had the most profound impact on me. I thought that I didn't care about what people think. I thought, you know, I could care less what anybody thinks about me. And I went to Dad's training, and he stood at the front of the room, and he said, he picked out this really astute, you know, professional in a suit and tie, nice jacket, you know, one of these corporate type people. And he said, hey, come on up here. So the guy came up. He stands up there. Dad says, act like a gorilla. And this guy goes, "Excuse me?" And he says again, "I just want you to act like a gorilla." And the guy says, "Oh, thank you." And my dad says, "Okay, no problem. Please have a seat." And then he calls up this guy, and he says, "Terry, come on up here." Terry comes up there. "Terry, act like a gorilla." And that guy did a better job than what I did just a minute ago. But he acted like a gorilla, and I sat there in my chair. You know what I thought to myself? No amount of money could anyone ever pay me to do what that guy just did. Do any of you feel like that? Is there anybody that's like if I said, "Hey, come act like a gorilla," for everyone here? I know that intimidates a heck of a lot of you. But, I mean, whether you like it or not, I know it does. But it doesn't anymore for me. I got past that. You know that guy, Terry? He came to my dad's office asking to borrow money. He was broke. My dad said, "Well, I'm not going to borrow you money, but I've got this incredible opportunity, Isogenics, and you can buy a 9-day kit." He signed the guy up in Isogenics. Can you imagine that? Anthony will get a kick out of this. Over the course of the next 6 months or so, this guy is at my office, our office, every single day. And all I have between he and I, because it's a 3-room office, so Dad volunteers my room, my office, puts a little partition in the middle of the room, and I listen to this guy. This guy, he might be a little hard of hearing because he's talking loud. I can't get a thing done. And he's flipping through the phone book, calling people for Isogenics. He made phone calls one after the other, 8 hours a day, in the phone book. How much did he go on to earn, Dad?
That's why he got up to 77 cycles a week.
He hit 100 cycles.
Did he hit 100? Okay.
Terry hit 100 cycles.
I mean, 100 cycles a week. You know what that is? Times it by $54, and that's what you'll have. This is a guy that came asking to borrow money, and he's making phone calls out of the phone book. And you know why he was successful? Because he can get up here and act like a gorilla, in my opinion. That's why he's successful.
You have to be like a little child.
You have to be coachable. You have to be humble. But more importantly, you have to be willing to talk to people. You have to be willing to get out of that comfort zone. I remember I went to my dad. I was pretending to do the business, I admit. But I went to my dad and I pleaded the victim. I was the victim. Why isn't it working for me? I've tried so hard. I've talked to so many people. All these people I sign up aren't doing anything. Blah, 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 blah. I was the victim. And Dad said to me, "Sean, do something." And I said, "Okay, what should I do? Tell me what I should do." And he said, "Do anything." He was just sick of me. Complaining, complaining. And you know what I did? I went out and I knocked on doors. I knocked doors in the neighborhood. And that's what I knew. See, today I wore my missionary suit. Except for I don't have my white. But this is my Christian mission that I served for 2 years. This was actually my ladder suit. And these were my ladder shoes. I went through about 3 pairs of shoes, but look at these ones. Kelly, you can relate to that, with the holes and the tears. That was like probably my 3rd or 4th pair of shoes. And I saved them because it's really significant to me. It's not religious. I'm not talking religion here. But for 2 years, oh, look at this. I better take them off because the soles are... For 2 years.